Welcome to Sailing Avanti. We are Gerard and Jacqueline, sailing our 41-foot monohull Avanti around the world from Cape Town, South Africa. At the moment we are still in Shelter Bay Marina, so we're waiting to be measured by the canal authorities or inspected, and there's a bit of a bottleneck at the moment. There's an arc rally, a world circumnavigation arc that's coming through here as well. So as you can see in the background, there's quite a lot of boats with these arc flags. There's 26 boats I think in the race, and they get priority at the moment in terms of getting measured and inspected and going through the canal. So we've been almost waiting for a week now to get measured. Normally it's only 2 or 3 days, and the waiting time to get through the canal is normally 7 days. At the moment it's maybe 14 days. So yeah, I've been just carrying on with some boat jobs on the water, but we are getting a little bit anxious now. We also want to move out of the marina, but the weather is quite bad and there's not a lot of anchorage options here, so it's not that cheap to stay here. So fingers crossed, hopefully we get measured in the next few days. These arc boats are leaving tomorrow. Then yeah, the backlog should be a little bit less. We haven't put up our staysail in a while, so I thought it would be a good idea to just put it on the inner forestay and hoist it, to just see that everything is okay, for in case we do need it. It always needs to be ready. Especially the hang-ons get quite sticky a little bit when it's been not used for a while. It's bronze, so it does corrode a little bit. We've put up our sail, but before we could do that, the hang-ons was actually completely, well, corroded. Like I couldn't even open them. So not good for not testing those on a regular basis. So I've managed to clean them up quite nicely, just with some Q20 or WD-40 as it's better known in the States. And they slide quite nicely now, and they clean up quite nicely. They were very oxidized. So that was about all. There were 1 or 2 little tears that I also patched, but they've been there for a while. It's just I haven't seen them, so I saw them this time. So yeah, the staysail should be ready for, we use it as our storm jib. It should be ready to go if we need it.
What I loved most about Shelter Bay Marina is this nature walk that was minutes away from Avanti. We could go for a sunrise walk or run almost every day. Thus not a terrible place to wait to be measured.
Okay. Who's your agent?
Yes.
This guy, family. Also, you have some. Okay, today, last day of January. January is the longest one.
Longest month ever.
People hate January in Panama.
We have just finished the inspection and the measurement for the canal transit. We received our Panama Canal card with our unique ship identification number that stays assigned to the boat till the end of time. And yeah, the inspection was really easy. The inspector this time round didn't even come aboard, so I think they're quite busy because there's a bit of a backlog. And he just took some rough measurements of whatever sticks over the stern of the boat and the bow to get an overall length. And they just take down a few details like the engine capacity, the beam, the draft, as well as how much diesel you have on. And they just confirm that you can give the advisor that has to come with us on Avanti through the canal, that you can give him water and a meal. And yeah, you just sign an indemnity for any damage, because they throw these monkeys, they make a monkey fist on lines that they throw to you. So those are quite hard and they do damage stuff. So we'll have to cover our solar panels and make sure the sensitive things that they could hit is covered. But yeah, it went really easy and quick, so now we're just holding thumbs for a date that we would like to get to transit.
Once we had our date, it was time to stock up on our provisions for the Pacific Ocean. In Colombia, we did a pretty big shop before we left, but after a month in San Blas with no shops, we put a big dent in our stocks. Colombia was substantially cheaper to provision than Panama, and I wish I had shopped more. But for now, it was time for me to hit the shops once more and fill Avanti before we go through the canal and onto the Pacific. While we're in the marina, it's a lot easier to just carry the food on board rather than having to take it with Blaselby. The grocery store Ray's also takes you back to the marina at no charge if you spend more than $500. Since we're shopping for more than 35 days at sea, it was an easy target to reach.
We're running out of packing space a little bit. I don't know why, but we've got lots of supplies. And we found a nice little storage space. So we've got a water tank underneath our chart table seat. It actually is where the water maker can throw water directly to a tank. And there's a space, probably like 120 ml between the tank and the plank that goes on there. So it's perfect for just stacking some packages of food or laying them out flat. They won't move around, and yeah, it's out of sight and it's a good stock place.
250 cans, 3 hours of shopping. I don't know how long of unpacking. I think it's almost 4 o'clock, and I left at 8 to get the shopping done. And the last few things are these 4 bottles. Yeah, it's 250 cans, I think 16 kilograms of flour to make bread, probably about 10 kilograms of rice, I think 12 kilograms of pasta. I don't even know how much risotto and polenta, like mashed potatoes that you just make by hand. There's so much food on this boat. We're getting ready to go. It's here!
So yes, our new mainsail, it's arrived. So 2 days before our transit through the canal, so just in time. We kind of wondered if we should ship it to Panama City or bring it to Shelter Bay because of limited time, but the freight went really smooth. So it was flown in via Turkish Airlines, and the price was way better than the quote we got in December, so that was a relief. And then we just cleared it in Shelter Bay, so there was a freight forwarder that helped us with that, and we don't pay taxes in South Africa or over here, so just clearance and duties basically, or some fees. So that's great. So now the only thing is it has to fit, so we're reusing our old battens and batten boxes. So we're going to open it up now and quickly have a look at it, take a few measurements before tomorrow we'll take the old sail off, remove the old batten boxes and put this one on. So we're really excited. We quickly unrolled the sail on the lawn to do some spot checks in terms of the dimensions to make sure that the sail is not too big and as per the dimensions we ordered. We also had to check the lengths of the batten pockets so that we could make sure our existing battens are not too short, which would cause a big problem and actually need us to buy new battens in Panama City, which would cause quite a bit of a delay.
3465.
Okay, yeah, the existing one is longer, so we'll have to cut it a little bit, no problem. I'm busy just taking off the old sail to fit the new one, but before we do that, I have to fit the old batten boxes to the new sail. So we've got 5 of these that need to go on, and the reason why we're not replacing this is to make sure the interface between the sliders and the batten box is the same. I didn't want to replace the sliders as well, then it just stacks up the cost. So yeah, these have to go onto the new sail. They've punched some holes into the sail for us already according to our dimensions, so hopefully they fit and they go on easy. So this is the moment of truth. We've measured the new sail in terms of the battens, and all the battens are, well, it's going to have to be shortened, which is not a problem, so you just cut them with the hacksaw. But these batten boxes need to fit, so Ullman has pre-punched the holes for us as well, because the sail is quite thick, and now we need to fit them, and from just a look at it, it looks absolutely perfect. But yeah, we'll only know once we line them up and fit them. It looks pretty good, pretty much aligned, so yeah, very chuffed that these work. Yeah, well done, Morgan.
It's so exciting having the new sail here. What we've done is we've actually put the new sail on top of the old one, so that the new one stays protected. You got to protect your lady. And you know, we were in 2 minds if this was really the right thing to do, but as we took down our old sail for the last time this morning, it such a big rip from just taking it down. I honestly didn't even pull hard, and it's about, I think, 30 centimeters that the rip just ran. So it was definitely the right choice, and we're very excited to have a new sail. Toast and beans for a while, but it's worth it in the end.
Okay, so we fit the batten boxes, that's all done, and it all worked out pretty well. So our existing battens are all, except for one, is a little bit longer, maybe 2 inches. So that's a good thing. We didn't want the battens to be too short because you can't really extend them easily. So we're just in the process of seeing how much we need to cut off. We just put some masking tape over the portion that needs to be cut because it's fiberglass, so it can splinter quite easily. And then they cut quite easily just with a normal hacksaw. So yeah, we've done one, we just need to do 4 more. Or 3 more, because the one is a perfect fit. Okay, today I'm tasting a craft beer from Clandestina Brewery. It's a craft beer made in Panama. It's a hoppy pils, so it's basically a pilsner with some extra hops. It reminds me a lot, the name reminds me a lot of a beer we get in Cape Town called Happy Pils, which is a Woodstock Brewery pilsner. So yeah, this one's got 4.5% alcohol. It's supposed to be quite a nice, easy drinking pilsner, just with a little bit of extra kick because of the extra hops. The IBU is 22 and it's a 355 milliliter bottle. It costs about $2 in the shop, so not that cheap, but if you don't buy them in the bar, they are relatively affordable. So nice and clear pilsner, as you can see. It's definitely a filtered pilsner. So let's see how this one tastes. Yeah, it's definitely got a little bit of extra hops, and I'm quite a big pilsner fan just because it's a little bit more bitter than the normal lagers. So in terms of cost, size and taste, I really like the extra hop taste, so I would score this one an 8 out of 10. And also just a cheers to Morgan from Ullman Sales in Cape Town for delivering our sale on time, and also a perfect fit. So thank you very much, Morgan. We appreciate it. We're going to use that sale a lot in the next few months.
Thank you for joining us this week. Next week, we finally transit through the Panama Canal, a big bucket list item for us. Please leave us a like or a comment below. Subscribing also really helps us grow. We'd like to say a big thank you to our patrons who support the making of these videos. You can join them by clicking the link in the description below.